Could the Atlanta housing market experience the biggest correction since 2008? I'm going to walk you through the hard data which suggests that home prices in the metro Atlanta area may soon start falling in the second half of 2025 as inventory levels are through the roof and sellers are cutting prices at levels that we have not seen since the Great Recession, and also how the smart money has begun bailing out of this market. So let's break down exactly what's going on right now. Currently, there is a flood of new listings. This is new supply that's coming into the market right now, and data from the First Multiple service shows that inventory is up 37% year over year across all of Metro Atlanta. And Realtor.com shows that there are now almost 27,000 homes for sale in this region, which represents an increase of 42.7% year over year. Folks, this is the largest spike in inventory in the country at the moment. Also, data shows that homebuyer demand is not keeping up. So we calculate something called the pending ratio, which basically is homes under contract versus active listings. It's a pretty good metric, in my opinion, to gauge if we are in a buyer's market or if we're in a seller's market or if the market is simply balanced. Our pending ratio is currently sitting at 38.1%, and this number is down by 17.8% since 2024, which means that only 1 in 3 homes is actually pending sale. And any number under 50 suggests that we would be in a buyer's market. Now, this is the latest data provided by Realtor.com, which also shows a massive inventory surge of over 80% in both Forsyth County and Fayette County. Meanwhile, inventory has jumped by over 50% over in Gwinnett County, DeKalb, and Cobb County as well. Now, you might be wondering what caused this inventory to jump by this much so quickly, especially since, well, interest rates are still pretty high. So first of all, institutional landlords now own over 11% of Metro Atlanta's housing, and that's roughly about 39,000 homes according to different studies. These big players are cashing out before values dip any further, and look, here's the deal. Wall Street landlords bought up thousands of homes in the Atlanta metro area right after the Great Recession, and well, these large corporations have started unloading inventory and converted it into cash as quickly as possible because economic conditions are pretty uncertain right now thanks to different policy changes, geopolitical tensions going on around the globe, and well, the fact that real estate has peaked in most of the country. Now, the second big reason is that inventory has surged across the country and prices have started reversing in all major markets, all the way from the West Coast to the Southeast, which highly benefited from the pandemic. We're seeing massive inventory spikes in Florida, in Texas, in Tennessee, Colorado, and other places, and prices have started dropping in all of these states. Now, Georgia is no exception because during the pandemic, home prices doubled and in some cases even tripled in certain areas. Now, this is going to take us to the third reason, and that is that homeowners who benefited from a massive equity gain are looking to get out before losing out. And we're seeing a record number of homeowners who also have these low COVID interest rates start to list their home, whether it's because the needs are finally outweighing hanging on to that low interest rate that they might have gotten back in 2020 or 2021, and those interest rates might just never be seen again, or because they see that the writing is on the wall and they see more signs pop up for sale in the neighbor's yard, so obviously they start to get enticed about selling themselves. Now, you think that with all this inventory, home buyers will start coming in droves? A couple of years ago, I was personally having conversation with many real estate professionals in the area, and the consensus was that, well, when inventory came back, home buyers will return again, keeping the prices up and maybe even pushing up prices even further. But the data is showing that's not really the case. In fact, the latest housing report from the NMLS is showing that closings are down by 4% this year so far for detached single-family homes and 6% for attached properties like condos and townhomes. Also, homes are taking longer to sell. Properties are taking an average of 47 days to go from listing to pending, with homes in areas like south of Atlanta staying on the market for longer. This is an increase of 20% since last year. And one of the most alarming things about the Atlanta housing market right now, and something that you need to be aware of if you're thinking about listing your home, is the amount of cancellations and price cuts. Redfin is reporting that Atlanta has the highest contract cancellation rate in the country, where 1 in 5 deals are falling through or being canceled by buyers after going under contract, and over 26% of all listings had a price cut in April. That's pretty much 1 in 4 sellers cutting their initial asking price. Now, I've seen it firsthand. Sellers who are anchored to those 2021 prices end up overpricing their homes by tens of thousands of dollars at the beginning. And not only their properties are staying on the market for longer, but then they have to start chopping at the price to generate some activity. Like, take a look at this home for sale right here in Decatur. From the outside and actually even the inside, the pictures look pretty nice by all means. And this home came on the market for sale starting at $545,000. This listing was withdrawn in May, relisted at a lower price in another price drop this month. Now the seller has dropped the price by almost 9% from the original list price. Now, compared to last year in Fulton County, list prices are down by 8.7%, while in DeKalb County, the median list price is almost down by 10%. Now, also the luxury market is not escaping this either, because in the Buckhead, Sandy Springs zip codes, we are seeing 30 to 43% drops in the median list price. Like, for instance, in the 30324 Morningside, list prices are down by 42.7%, whereas in the 30342 Sandy Springs zip code, list prices are down by almost 42%. And over in Buckhead, the 30327 zip code, list prices are also down by nearly 34%. And as a result, we're also seeing a reversion in home values. Cobb County home values are down by nearly 2.2%, whereas in Forsyth County, values are down by 1%. Over in Gwinnett, values are down by 1.4%. In Fulton and DeKalb County, also values are significantly down from last year. In fact, Fulton County is down by 3.1% and DeKalb County values are down by 4%. But the biggest drop that we're seeing right now is Clayton County, where according to Zillow, home values are down by 7.1%. Now, finally, we need to talk about the home builder and the new construction market, because sales for new builds are off by 46% year over year and down by 57% from the April 2021 peak. Builders are dangling incentives right now. I'm getting bombarded by builders, and I'm getting a bunch of emails every single day from builders offering things like low teaser interest rates, all the way to closing costs being paid, free appliances, and even this one builder who is offering to pay for 1 year of HOA dues. So how can you take advantage of this market? Because at the end of the day, there are a ton of positives depending where you are. If you're a home buyer, congratulations, because this is the first true buyer's market that we've had since 2019. Now, the market is not crashing, but definitely correcting. And as a buyer, you have all the leverage. So make sure that you negotiate really hard, keep watching for more price cuts, and move on from sellers who don't meet a realistic offer from you. And I really wouldn't even be afraid to make unrealistic offers right now, especially for those homes that you are seeing on the market for a long time or that have had multiple price cuts. And virtually right now, we are seeing all of our clients get some sort of seller concession, whether it's by seller paying closing costs or price reductions or a combination of both. I even had a client who the seller allowed him to move into the house before we had the mortgage finalized and charged them absolutely no rent whatsoever. This is crazy, something that I have never seen before. All because my client's lease was up before the closing date and the house had already been on the market for 70 days. Right now, there are 2 scenarios that I see happening. The first one is if interest rates stay high, home buying activity will continue to be slow. And the only way out of it is if prices keep dropping lower and lower. Now, more and more sellers are gonna get desperate to sell, which means more price cuts will be coming. This is probably gonna be the worst case scenario if you're looking to sell a house. Now, my second scenario is for interest rates to come down. Now, right now, President Trump is pressuring Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. And if rates start dropping, then especially to those levels that will probably incentivize even more homeowners who are locked into those low COVID interest rates to sell, then more inventory will start coming in. Now, with more inventory, prices will continue to drop. But with lower interest rates, more buyers will also come in, and there may be a better balance in the market. Now, prices may come down, but probably at a lower pace. In my opinion, this is the best case scenario where we see both inventory continuing to increase and rates dropping. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Now, as many of you know, I am a mortgage professional based here in Atlanta, and I'm making this video as unbiased as possible. All I'm doing is pointing to the latest data that has been released. But if you want to get an idea of what's going on in your specific neighborhood, city, zip code, or county, Drop it in the comment box below and I'll break down exactly what's going on right where you live. Now, finally, my company services all of Atlanta and all of Georgia as well. So if you want to get a quote or simply get an idea what you may be able to qualify for, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link in the description box where you can book a personalized call with me. All right, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next video. Take care.